Yes, and welcome back to the 94 Club for your daily dose of country music. Hey, look, this week I'm feeling so much fresher than last week, so I'm just excited to get into the music. So this week we're featuring Morgan Wallen and his new track, so we're going to take a look at that. We've got Whiskey Myers back, Tyler Childers, Colter Wall, Turnpike Troubadours are back because that was heavily requested again, Charlie Crockett and Devil Makes Three. But next week, what I want you to do when you see this intro, comment down below and let me know some of the good female country music artists. I know a lot of you have been requesting them, but next week we're going to do a heavy focus on the female country artists and let me know what the good songs are I should listen to. The more independent, the better, I guess, because we want to be showing some new music to all of you. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's see who we've got today. Right, okay, so we're going with Whiskey Myers, Broken Window Serenade. I've not heard this before. The only other song I've heard from Whiskey Myers was Stone, I think it's called. I really enjoyed them, so I'm interested to see this one. I've just pulled the lyrics up on the side. I've seen it's not like a verse, chorus formula kind of thing. And it's 5 minutes long, so I think we're going to get a nice story told to us. That's what I'm hoping anyway, so... I think, yeah, we're going to get to dive into the lyrics of this. Just so you know the format, I listened to the whole song. I might pause it in the middle just to share a couple of thoughts where I'm at and up to with the song. But, you know, for the most part, we let it play out and do a real deep dive into the lyrics at the end. So really, please do stay around for that. Anyway, we'll get into this one. We'll see what we think to it. And we'll, like I say, we'll review it at the end.
Song's called Broken Window Serenade. I wrote this song about a guy who was in love with a girl growing up and kind of just goes through her life and the stuff she had to deal with, and she actually ends up dying of amphetamine abuse, and it kind of explains the area where we're from really good. So here it is.
Right, so a little backstory of the song. I think I'm going to have to get ready for this one because it's going to be a little deep, but hey, thank you for sharing because this sounds like it's going to be good.
A couple of pretty flies is what I brought to you. I saw you through a broken window with a different point of view. You had signs of depression from a long line of sin, and your face tells a story about the places you have been. I love you so. I thought you should know.
Well, I am going to let this play. I just want to say, like, already we're talking about you had signs of depression from a long line of sin. What storytelling that is within a song. And I think I'll talk about it at the end, and we'll carry on.
And them muddy waters flowing as you take my hand past the creek down by the hollow, through your daddy's land. And I could buy you a diamond, but I cannot change the world, 'cause I ain't got no money. You'll never be my girl. I thought you should know. You was gonna be a singer, a big movie star, but you can't catch no breaks, baby, and Hollywood is all. Now you work down at the timeout off of 155, and you're dancing for your dollars, just trying to stay alive. It hurts me so. of fate, I saw you laughing through the tears as you slowly slipped away. I watched you go. Thought you should know. Yeah, I watched you go. Thought you should know. That cold rain is pouring, they lay you in the grave, and I can barely recognize you in your fragile state. No more signs of depression from a long time ago. I throw in a pretty flyer as he slowly laid you low. It was a rose. I thought you should know, and it was a rose. I thought you should know. A couple of pretty flyers is what I brought to you. I saw you through a broken window with a different point of view.
Well, that was a journey for real, like Whiskey Myers. That's special. I mean, I listened to Stone and I enjoyed it, but that's a different level. This is kind of like, there's a level of music, and I'm starting to categorize things that I really enjoy. So there's things like the Lost Dog Street Band with War Inside of Me. That was a song that I really enjoyed, and that's kind of like a top shelf. If I was going to go to someone, you want to hear some country music, you want to hear some real country music, these are the ones I'm going to tell you to listen to. Now, I know there's subgenres within it, but if I'm talking to someone out of the genre, like, these are where I'm going to direct them. I'm going to say Whiskey Myers, Broken Window, Serenade. That's one you've got to listen to. I really enjoyed it. The thought of Broken Window, Serenade, I couldn't read too much into the title before, but what it is for me is like, right, so when you look out of a window and you've got this beautiful view, and you look at someone and you think, you know, she's incredibly pretty, or like this view's incredibly pretty, and then you look through a cracked window and you're like, well, the view's still amazing, it still looks pretty, still looks incredible, but it's damaged. From the outside, from the inside or outside, it's damaged, whichever way you're looking at it. So you've got these cracks and it's sort of fragmenting the picture that they're trying to show. And where we get to with it is basically, because she started taking drugs and she started taking meth, that she doesn't look like the same person anymore. She looks like a shadow or a silhouette of who she used to be, and that cracked window is what we're now looking at her through, and that effect that meth has had on her, and now the image that she shows. You know, there's a series that I watch called, what's it called? It's called Kingdom. It's got Frank Grillo in. I think it's Frank Grillo. It's got a few good actors in, and the lady in that, she gets hooked on heroin. I know it's a little different, but because here we don't have, you know, it happens in inner cities, but out where I live in the country, it kind of, I don't think it happens, or at least I don't see it. So being able to listen to music that tells that story, and it tells it so well, I get to understand a little bit more about different cultures and the kind of stuff that they have to go through. And like he says, It's a very apt way of showing someone from his background. The song is incredible. Like, I could talk through it for a little second. I ain't gonna do it justice at all, but he takes you on a journey, so that a couple of pretty flowers is what I brought to you, and you start thinking, oh well, that's like first date sort of thing. But actually, that links to the end. I believe that links to the end. That's like the flowers he brought to her were to lay on her grave. Right at the start, you're thinking, okay, well, that's first date kind of thing. But there's a full cycle to this song that it takes you on. So when you listen to it again, and I'm going to listen to it again, I'm going to understand more from the beginning. But he gets straight in. He's like, you had signs of depression from a long line of sin. Those two lines I really liked those when he said those, when he sang those early on, because depression often comes from mistakes that have been made that other people haven't let you forget, or you haven't let yourself forget, and there has to be a way around that. But it all builds up, and he starts building up throughout this song. And he says, your face tells a story of places that you've been. I love you so, I thought you should know. Like, what he's kind of saying here is the love that he has for it is still not going to change her opinion just because of the sort of things she's experienced in her past. And he says, and that muddy water's flowing as you take my hand past the creek down by the holler through your daddy's land. I could buy you a diamond, but I cannot change your world. And it's the same thing that I was saying about that, telling her he loves her isn't going to change it. Buying her a diamond ring isn't going to change the way she feels. Because I ain't got no money. You'll never be my girl. I just thought you should know. It's kind of powerful. Like, I guess his depression's eating her up to a point that she can't fully let herself be his. And there's always going to be that wall and that barrier up. It happens a lot. You were going to be a singer or be a movie star. Like, she had everything that she kind of, she was made to be special. But obviously these industries are cutthroat and not everyone makes it. And obviously, he's been through the music industry and he kind of knows the pressures that will have been put on him. And Hollywood is hard. So, and then he goes, now you work at the time out. I guess this is it's either a restaurant or something like that, or a bar. And you're dancing for your dollar. I mean, a lot of people do get sucked into that. Just trying to stay alive. It hurts me so I just thought you should know. You feed your addiction with crystal meth, and I plead for your life as it takes you to your death. Like, this thing was always going to kill her. He always pleaded and he always wanted to get her off and just try and get her back on track. But I don't think, like he's saying, there was no. He says you make your deal with the devil, and she never managed to come back from that. She kind of just gave herself to this because it was an outlet, and it was we look at things like using again, and I reference Benjamin Todd again. He got stuck in this never-ending cycle that he couldn't get out of, and it's basically what she's going through. So listening to these songs, listening to these different types of music and different artists telling stories about the same thing, so powerful. And it's real. It's absolutely real. As your looks begin to fade, that's what I was talking about, the change in image of what she looks like, slowly slipping away, and then he starts going into the cold rain is pouring as they lay you on the grave. I can barely recognise you in your fragile state. But there's no more signs of depression from a long time ago, and I think this way he's wrapping up the song right now is quite a nice way to end it, because when you look back at people's lives and people's memories, you don't remember the hard stuff. It was there, and you can remember it, but you often don't remember the hard stuff. You focus on the positives, and that's the beautiful thing about the way that a lot of us humans look at life. But it's a beautiful song. If there's any more by Whiskey Myers that are of a similar sort of standard, or there's different artists or different songs, and you can let me know something like this, what a recommendation though. So I appreciate every single one of you that commented this on this channel. There's a few of you, so I appreciate all of you. But anyway, I'll slow down a bit. I'm talking a lot. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, and you'll stay up to date with all the latest videos. But for now, that's me. Thank you. All love. Peace.